was it called? Area 51 is what it was. But it was filmed like Blair Witch Project. So I was like anxious the entire time. Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Good deal.
Oh, okay. And they end up getting into Area 51 and going into S4 and finding all this crazy fucked up shit. And just you see a UFO and you see a bunch of aliens and they end up getting, well, maybe I won't tell you what happens in case you watch it.
You won't watch it.
You might.
I might.
Yeah. They end up getting abducted at the end.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Man.
Scat,
I didn't even know you were doing shit yet. You caught me off guard.
What? Wildly Uninteresting podcast.
Downtown.
Episode
Sorry,
120.
that was early.
Oh, no. It's over.
120. 120.
We're all pretty much hosts on this show. I'm Adam. That's Ian.
I'm Ian.
And that's Sarah.
Hi, I am Sarah.
And welcome back to the show. This again is the Wildly Uninteresting podcast, where we just hang out and talk about random shit. Because you know what?
Have a kitty cat pet.
You know what I've learned? You know what I've learned?
What'd you learn?
What
So
learned?
many people are
so
dedicated to like not so much rituals, but they're
I love
dedicated.
ritual.
They're dedicated to
Human
like the plan, to finishing out a project, to being like on track for something, right? Everybody has to be on track for something. I told
Well,
Sarah,
everybody worth a shit.
could you imagine showing up like, okay, say like her dad. Can you imagine showing up and being
It's
like,
my dad too.
well, yeah. Oh, yeah, your dad. Your
Prove
dad's
it.
daddies. And can you imagine showing up for a round of golf, right? Go driving all the way to Indiana and be like, I'm going to be there for a round of golf, right? And then when you show up, say, I'm only going to play one hole and then I got to leave. How fucked up would that be?
Wouldn't that be the funniest shit
I'd
ever?
be like doing shit with the great Danton.
Unfinished.
Like, oh yeah, man, let's hang out. All right, I gotta leave in about 20 minutes. So. You
We're gonna
busy
get
son of a
fucked
bitch.
up.
Fuck your
But I got to
grandma.
leave in 10 minutes. But so, as a basis for this show, we just hang out. We welcome you to come hang out.
We be chilling.
And if you want to interact, there's different ways to interact. You could fucking call us for all we care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
ahead,
different
give
ways
us a
to
call.
I
interact.
feel like my phone number is on my Facebook.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think you can push a button
Maybe
and
not
just
the
call
best
them.
idea, but it's there.
the company phone's on Facebook. You could call that.
Yeah,
Seems
see?
reasonable.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But I think too many people are stuck into their like ritual or incompletion, or like things have to have a purpose for them to entertain themselves with it because they have to feel like they're doing something. In all reality, what the fuck are we all doing here anyways? Anything you're doing does not matter anyway. It doesn't matter anyways.
Of course it does.
Does it though? Like it doesn't
Listen to
matter.
me, you uppity son of a bitch.
So okay. I'll ask you, since it's on a personal level, what in your life without would leave you feeling empty?
God. Let's see. Without doing this, without going down the rabbit hole on YouTube, without listening to the Freemasons podcast, without working with camera crap now, you know, without piecing stories and ideas together, that would just leave me, without all of that shit, I'd be like, I don't even want to live.
I think a lot of people get there, right? Where they're just like, well, fucking what is the purpose of all this? And I think there's a fine line of depression and just like entertaining the ideal of nothing truly matters. And I'd write a close line on that, because a lot of times I get depressed because I come to the conclusion that technically, in the grand scheme of things, nothing you're doing is of value at all. Really, I mean,
Well, that depends.
other than like purpose, like it gives you this sense of purpose,
Well,
right?
I tend to think that, you know, if you have that feeling of a sense of purpose, that's the shit that you should cling to.
Okay,
And then just follow that intensely.
and then everything else.
Everything else will just follow. It's
Okay.
like, you know, whenever Jordan Peterson talks about the shit, and he's like, if you do the hardest thing that you can do for the highest possible good, things will get better for you. Things will fall into place. Life will be like, And that's counterintuitive. But it seems like if you're not following some kind of purpose and you're just like, nothing matters, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's how you end up on the street.
Yeah.
Or in a lifeless life where you just kind of
Lifeless
day in,
life.
day out. Oh, what's on Judge Judy today?
Well, and waking up in your waking up if you make it in your 80s, like where the fuck? Because I've realized, we've all realized that time it goes so quick that it's hard to comprehend. Even on a time scale, it goes very quick because we perceive it in hours, dates, days, months, years, blah blah blah. But when you look back, does that shit feel like it was 20 years ago that 9/11 happened? Does it feel like I was in middle school when that shit happened? And it doesn't feel like 20 years to me. You know, it feels like pretty much yesterday.
The last year and a half alone has taken for fucking ever.
Yeah, it has been very slow, yeah.
When I think about that, it's like how little I actually get to do in a day that I want to.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you break that shit up into, all right, well, I spent 5% of this day doing what I wanted to do, 5% of this day, and how far I've gotten at this point, it's like, yeah, that's an assload of time right there.
God forbid you take a nap, though, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if you take
Naps
a nap...
are cool.
Yeah, no, they're awesome, but
today.
I realize, like, when I take a nap and I wake up and I try... Because there's a lot of things in our day, and, like, growing the vegetables stuff and staying on top of the garden... going to work, getting that shit done, and coming home. Like, if there is a lapse in time with a nap, say, or just mindless watching of the TV, it ruins anything. Like, we've been trying to get to the garage roof for like 2 weeks now. It's just been leaking. And I'm like, well, I get to it and I'll do like one thing towards it, but I realize to allot an entire day towards one specific goal is actually very hard when you have like a company, when you have things you're trying to do, when you have videos you're trying to edit. It gets rough to like run it. So now think about the life you have and the time that you value, and then add a kid or two. Add a kid or two, and then try to do something that you're passionate about.
I truly don't understand how people with children do anything
Anything
ever.
outside of, maybe they have more energy.
They probably
because of the
know.
kid.
Yeah, I feel like they do. It's like the types of people that have dogs and take them for walks.
Yeah.
You know, because they're out for a jog and they just take the dog with them. Like
Yep.
those kinds of motherfuckers, they have all the energy in the world.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not like, oh man, I'm gonna sit around with a Butterfinger and watch TV. You know, it's like,
Are
I'm
you
gonna go out and
talking
fucking
shit
run.
about me right now?
Indirect.
No, I
Directly.
just want a Butterfinger.
I dropped my Kit Kat in the
In
bathtub.
the bathtub.
I took a nap in the bath,
That's some
and
fat
I
boy
opened it
shit.
and dropped it in the whole thing. I was so upset.
But you ate it, right?
I did not. I can't imagine
Oh, what a
eating.
sissy.
No,
I
eating
thought
a
she was
wet
going
Kit
to.
Kat. I started to. I went to go ahead and open it.
Pre-chewed. You're like a grandpa bird.
No, half the goodness of a Kit Kat is the texture.
Oh, and that crunch.
Yes, I
shit.
love it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like a
Was
soggy.
it floppy?
No, it was actually. It still was hard. Just all the chocolate was like melting off of it.
Yeah,
So I wasn't gonna fuck with it.
fair enough.
Yeah, that's gross.
That is some fat boy shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some other fat boy shit.
Yes.
And this is
Fat boy shit.
I really enjoy this stuff that you like put on ice cream. It's chocolate and then it hardens as it gets colder. You know, it's
Yes.
like shell chocolate. I fucking love it, dude. And they stopped having it at the stores that we go to because I guess with like COVID shortages,
It's
all
impossible
that.
to find it.
I
Impossible
was
to
thinking
find.
it was giving kids cancer.
No, oh, it's definitely
Not
doing
adults, just kids.
Just
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm a do-it-yourself guy. Like, what does it take to make this magical shit?
Yeah.
And apparently it's only 2 ingredients, chocolate chips, and then like coconut oil. And then you mix those 2 ingredients, warm it up a little bit in the microwave, voila, you have, I mean, it tastes
tastes
exactly
just like
the
it.
same. I was blown away, right?
Yeah.
I realized I bought like a $3 thing of fucking chocolate chips and like a $3 little thing of coconut, and I could make an insane
So
amount
much.
of this stuff, right? I could take a bath in it. That's how much I can make, right?
You get
And I-
stuck because it would harden around you.
Yeah. Each
Eat my
bottle,
way out.
each bottle, which lasts a little bit, but each bottle there's not a whole lot in them, right?
No.
And they were
definitely
like
not.
$6 per little thing. And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the price that we pay for convenience is insane. That's insanity. Now, if I could only like learn how to make an iPhone or like a camera or something, if I could just make that, I wouldn't have to spend any money.
We need to just buy a couple cameras so you can take them apart and see what's
Figure
the
out how
happy
it's
haps
done.
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That'd be nice.
Because
Bust one of these.
I'm just going to bust one of these up. I'll choose Mike's
that
camera.
one.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to say
gonna-
that one, yes, for sure, because
I'm
that's
just
Mom and
playing
Dad's
Mike.
and that's
Yeah.
Mike's.
I wouldn't bust your camera.
Yeah, I feel
Although
like
that's
Mike's...
the one I would like
Yeah,
to
that's
take
the one.
apart.
Oh, it's the
Mike's
most
would give
advanced
us-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would give us the most knowledge.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
But it's
We're-
too good.
In pursuit of knowledge, we're gonna have to break this camera.
We'll just buy him a new one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I could wind up. My uncle used to take a bunch of shit apart, and my parents always told me that he had extra parts left over every time he put it back together.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You're never supposed to have extra parts when you put something back together."
Never,
so
ever.
I feel like I would have a box full of extra parts for that camera. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I don't even know where this went, but you can have this back too, Mark.
You just open
Unfortunately,
it back
though,
up, drop it in, close it.
yeah, I'll tell you something that is interesting about Michael's soul, right? And then I've tried to do
something.
I try to
Did you
do the
leave the drinks
same.
out there?
I try to do the same, like as far as like how I do things, and when people ask for things, like I was just interested in cameras and filming pictures, blah blah blah. And he let us borrow the camera that we started the podcast with, which is that one. And he's never asked for it back. He knows it's going to be taken care of. And if anything was to happen, I'd buy it. But he doesn't know that, right?
Somebody might
How do
now.
you be-
Does now. Hey, Mike.
How do you be an unconditional person like that? Because I try to as well. Like if somebody is like, hey, I'm interested, well, like, here, take this light and try this light, or whatever I have, you can have, and then, whatever. Like that, it's an interesting way to be. You think a lot of people are that way, that they would just give you like expensive, because the camera and stuff, he spent probably what, $7,000-8,000 on all the equipment. You imagine loaning somebody something like
I think
that?
it definitely would depend on who it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd let Danner borrow something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I
I'd
guess
let
it does
you borrow
depend.
anything.
Yeah.
Really, well, and we live together, so I can't like let you borrow something.
I'm just gonna
But-
go in the other room with it.
yeah. Can I borrow this just for the backyard?
Leave it in the living room, motherfucker.
I don't know one other. I guess I'd let Brittany borrow anything.
I
But
guess
other
it would
than
just
that-
it depends on like the person across from you. I guess so.
I
Yeah.
feel like if we let Mike borrow something, it would come back in one piece.
Yeah, I feel
He's
like most
responsible.
people know at least one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were saying like having like the kid or the dog makes you more like active and going out and stuff. Mike, I don't think Mike goes anywhere without. And I always
Moby.
forget what kind. It's like an English
Shepherd?
Shepherd or English Setter,
Terrier.
whatever.
No.
I don't know. I think it's the English.
Bulldog.
I'm gonna go with that.
You stupid.
But I always forget it. But dude, like we were talking on the way home yesterday. I'm like, anywhere Mike goes, the dog goes, because dog just. Just as perfect of a dog as you could imagine. That's this dog, right?
Does it
And-
poop in the toilet?
Yes.
No, I don't know. Maybe what the hell.
Just saying that because he is the best dog ever. So yes, he shits in
Alright.
the toilet.
But Mike,
Dog ever.
Mike is far more active than any of my other friends.
Anyone that we
anyone
know.
I know.
Yeah.
And I feel like it has a little bit to do with the fact that he has a companion, a dog
Hell
that's
yeah.
like willing to jump in a fucking lake with him and shit
Listen,
and
we
fish.
went with him, and he was fishing in the lake, and Moby just jumps in. And he was dying to
Fearless,
get by
bro.
Mike. He just needed to help him fish so bad. He's the best dog in the world. He's so well behaved.
You
And
can't
just
tell me that
awesome.
dog doesn't have like people who think that animals don't have souls, or they're not equivalent to a human or something. That type of dog, like that's equivalent to a
Dude,
soul,
They are
right?
literally best friends.
Yeah,
You don't have
For
to have
real.
a soul to be best friends.
we're the best friends. I'm gonna
This
be best friends with
microphone.
my toilet.
This microphone's my best friend.
I'm so
We
friends.
just hang out together. Never.
Never. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Those people can suck a dick though, because if you don't consider an animal I guess worthy or whatever, you're retarded. Well, fuck you. Don't own an animal then, please.
They might have more.
I think it depends on what kind of animal and like what the situation is.
Yeah.
Like if it's just some vulture out there, it's like, well, I mean, maybe not, or maybe I'm just not its type of person.
Yeah, maybe you're not connected on that level.
This fucking vulture came out of nowhere yesterday and just sat in the middle of the road and then, it was awesome. He didn't make that sound. I'm just making that sound.
Yeah, but that's what it looked like. The sound he was making.
Yeah. He was just there and then he was gone again. It was awesome. Just jumping out of bushes.
That's crazy.
I love vultures. I see them frequently.
Yeah, I never see them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, just find a dead animal and wait for it.
Just wait.
Just wait. They'll be there for sure. They're always in like packs. That's the first time I've ever seen a vulture by itself, not around a dead animal. It was just in the middle of the road. There was
hanging
nothing.
out.
Yeah.
I wish they'd perch like at a save-a-step or something.
Yes. Cigarette hanging out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Backwards cap. Dude, that would be cool.
You got any filter tips?
Howdy, ma'am. Dude, those are the best vultures. We definitely have to get some and train them.
That'd be cool. Can you train vultures?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, I assume.
I mean, I'm terrified of birds. I can't imagine fucking with a big bird. So
Well, at least it won't try to peck your eyes out and eat you
it might.
until you die.
It'll feel my energy. That's my issue with birds is they know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like most things do. People do too, but not everybody is like willing to accept it.
Right.
Or even live according to their feelings. You know,
Yeah.
people are like, I just got a feeling about them. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Listen to that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is with people who don't listen to it. I guess is that
They're
a
the
lack
most-
of confidence?
Oh, well, yeah, I could see that. I was just thinking they're just like overly secular.
Yeah.
But I mean, if birds, they have it instinctively to fly south for the, or north, I guess, depending on
What
where
time
you
of year
are.
it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
but-
it. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, birds just follow that shit. Cats just follow that shit. People are like, I don't know. I don't have a Tommy Hilfiger shirt on, so maybe I can't do that. Nobody wears his shit.
Absolutely, they do.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I haven't seen any. Everything's just Gucci and like Louis Vuitton,
I think it's Dillard's still sells it. I see a good old Tommy Hilfiger shirt every once in a while.
Tommy.
Yeah. I was the biggest shit in middle school. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Had to have it. If you didn't have Tommy, you ain't shit.
Even after people were like, he's a racist, it just kept selling.
Yeah, I know.
I don't give a fuck who he hates.
It still
Look at that
sells
emblem.
to this day.
I would say, yeah, that's something that sells to the day.
Why have you been quiet so goddamn long?
I had to fix that camera.
You've been sitting here the whole
You're sitting
time.
there
It'd be
just
weird.
looking at us.
I know. I was like trying to fix that and then listen to the conversation at the same time. But that I don't think that's as big of a brand anymore as you think it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's what I was just saying.
It's definitely not a huge thing, but people
Yeah.
still wear it.
Yeah.
And Moby is an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the dog that I
That you
live
have,
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it
Oh,
looks
no.
a lot like your dog.
I don't have that bitch. I live with it.
Yeah, it just lives around you.
I don't know why we didn't think,
Yeah,
it's the same dog.
same dog. Yeah.
I don't know. And then I was trying to show you a picture. You know what it looks like. You live with it.
Yeah. Also,
I'm an idiot.
the Australians that listen are going to be very insulted.
No,
English.
English.
They were the same thing.
it's just a shepherd.
Tackle you in the river, eh? Seems like it's what they do.
That's definitely what they do.
I like that. That was good.
So did you do anything to memorialize 9/11? You dick.
No?
Nothing.
Why would I do
Did
that?
you forget?
I wish you would never.
No. I can't because all the patriotic fucks are like, never forget. Yeah, never forget the time that the government killed its own people
Hey.
to give us a fear state so they could pass legislation. What the fuck?
Hey, look, check this out. check this out.
Never
Did you
forget.
know that before the rubble was ever taken off the scene, before anything, did you know that they had already published conspiracy theories like before they ever cleaned up the incident? I mean, the minute the plane hit, people were like, look, the government was in on this. This is what happened.
Well, of course.
Is that weird? Do you remember a
There are
time?
people following the crumbs before the shit explodes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, look, think back to when that time was. That was a time of like Livewire, P2P
2002,
sharing, shit like that, like sharing files over the internet. And
Yeah.
I think right after that, I come across the file that was like this whole video. I mean, fucking super long, like 3 hours long, I think it was, about the conspiracies behind all like the Pentagon. The flight United 93 that went down in the field, all that shit, like that they let the passengers off. I mean, this fucking thing was orchestrated, like this fucking video. I mean, they had all these facts that who knows if they were right or anything, because I wasn't there. I don't know the files at that time. But, you know, we could all watch this video.
Let's talk about it anyway.
Yeah.
My thing is, like,
Because the facts don't matter.
because when JFK got assassinated, after that is when conspiracy theories really blew the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
And it's been tumbling ever since. So I feel like any chance that conspiracy theorists have to say that something's a conspiracy, because if you think now, you said rabbit hole on YouTube, the rabbit holes are fucking endless, and it doesn't matter what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're
There's
endless.
something about it that's either tied to a cabal somewhere, or tied to the Bilderberg group,
God
or
bless
tied
the
to
cabals.
something.
Where
you
would
know.
we be without the cabals?
And I'm sure you
No one
throw
has
enough.
an answer. Exactly.
You throw
I wouldn't want to be there.
you throw enough darts at a fucking board, you're bound to hit something. So I'm sure that some of these conspiracy theories are halfway accurate. But
Well,
my
I mean,
thing
that is
is,
the basis of the Mel Gibson movie Conspiracy Theory.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Nope.
Who's Mel Gibson?
He's that old white dude that blamed the Jews for everything.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that guy.
That guy. Yeah.
No, it was cool because he had like a conspiracy newslet or whatever, you know. He put out a pamphlet, and eventually he got a little too close to one.
Pamphlet.
Well, you think that if they got if somebody got too close, that they'd be taken out?
For sure.
Well, I
I mean, if
mean,
they're close enough.
according to the plot of the Mel Gibson movie Conspiracy Theory, yes, they definitely tried to take him out.
I don't think they would give a shit nowadays, because they can paint them in whatever light they want.
You know, I
for all
thought
the
that
news
too
outlet.
until I saw a movie one time.
Was
Painted
it
a
called
totally different,
Conspiracy Theory?
painted a totally different picture.
You piece of shit.
different picture.
No,
This is ridiculous.
I'm trying. That's what, because Sarah was like, there's an entire generation of kids out there now that are currently either in elementary, getting out of elementary, going into middle school and shit, that have
Junior
no
high.
recollection,
Babies and shit.
no recollection of what 9/11 was, how it felt to like see it on TV in a classroom,
Yeah, 'cause
and
they
what,
were-
all the
it's
hyped up
just
shit that was
women
going on
and
around it.
Yeah.
You have a whole generation don't even know, and Sarah said it. It's so weird. It's in their textbooks. It's part of that shit that
Literally
we read
history.
Yeah, it's like
when
us
we were
hearing
in
about the
school.
Kennedy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we read about it, but we're like, who the fuck cares?
Now
Somebody
we're our
got
parents. We're
assassinated.
like, I remember where I was when Kennedy died. I remember where I was.
see how it changes. So weird to be in that position now, and back then looking at your parents or somebody, and they were like, oh, I was there when that happened. Or I was there to see whatever, the moon landing, like,
Yeah.
the fake moon landing. No, I'm just joking. So I slap it in there.
Well, I did see a conspiracy thing, where it was all like, of course it was faked because we just tried to bankrupt Russia with them like trying to get to the moon. And they're like, we know we can't get there. Who gives a shit? Let's just fake it. They'll try to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a very well put together piece, but it
It
was an
doesn't
idea.
sound good. No, I'm joking.
That actually sounds better than some of them I heard. I mean, I don't, like the shit that's happening right now, which everybody's frantically running around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. That a war they started 20 years ago, in order to like
it's over now.
shut down the Taliban. They're actually stronger now than they were when we went in. You know what I mean?
They had time to organize and shit.
Well, it's like Batman
What do
never
you do?
killing the Joker.
Right?
You know, you
'Cause he
got
has
your global
morals.
stage. Yeah, that's why we didn't kill them all.
Uh,
But, you know, if you don't have somebody to battle, the story is over.
oh yeah, because like after all of a sudden, then you don't have like that.
Yeah, plus it's the
Evil
easiest way
man.
to make money
Yeah.
for the people that are in the positions of power and all that jazz. We need to, all right, let's leave some shit. Let them try to reverse engineer some stuff with the Chinese, and then we can bomb them again.
See if they put up a better fight.
Yeah, it's like
fucked.
that thing. What the fuck? I haven't actually seen the movie Shane, but you know, there's a comedian. He's talking about he compares like America or somebody to that movie, and he's like, pick up the gun. Oh, it was Bill Hicks, I think. Yeah, talking about the first Gulf War or whatever, you know, and yeah, pick up the gun. Pick up the gun. Pick it up. Because you know. You can't really be a hero in a story if you don't have a villain that can defend themselves.
Right?
Yeah, and and the thing is, like you just said, they make a hell of a lot of money off of warfare. They do. They take control
Yeah.
of their cash crops. They take control of any minerals, any benefit. I mean, they take control of everything, and then they make a lot from the American people. And the American people just didn't back that war anymore at all. So now they have to find a new enemy, which they will, because they have to have your tax dollars to fund whatever military bullshit they're going to, or black book shit. It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. It's gonna be Chinese or fucking, I don't know, Korea again,
Someone
maybe.
who's not white.
Koreanese.
Korean. I wonder why. Like, if you were to like go to another country and just be like, "Hey, why do you hate America?" Because I think that America's like the most hated. We're apparently the most free and loved, but I think we're the most hated
We're both.
in the world.
That's the beauty of America. We're
Well,
the
and-
best country in the world. We're the worst. We're the fattest and the dumbest. But we're also the smartest and the best
And
in the
strongest.
Olympics.
I would say though that you're gonna get
So serious.
different answers. I'm sure there's a lot of. It's not like a whole group of people hates us.
Right.
Some people don't give a fuck, and some people hate you for different reasons. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get a whole slew of answers if you ask that.
I bet if
Your
you
government
ask,
killed my family.
Yeah.
I bet if you ask people individually, they wouldn't be able to tell you why they personally hate it, right?
I
They
bet
would
they
tell you
would.
how their government has painted the picture of you, and that's what they would base their. Because I'm sure a lot of people that hate the Chinese right now have never met, went over to China and met their people and and been a part of their
Well, see,
culture.
I got no qualms with the Chinese people,
I ain't got no qualms.
but their government can suck my dick.
Yeah.
And I
Pretty
feel
sure
like
their
that's kind
government
of
can suck their dick too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I think they're.
That's how
they're-
a lot of places are. It's like I don't hate Americans. I just hate their government.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
think that would be an answer that's probably given a lot.
But also, I could see the fact that we're loud and obnoxious, and we
Yeah,
think
we
we're better than
definitely are.
everybody.
Well, we just think we know everything. Like,
Yeah.
well,
I
I,
think
say
that-
we, but Americans, because I know I don't know anything.
I think
Like
that-
an Asian-looking dude. Go back to your country. I
the-
grew up in California, bro.
The Chinese people are rising up against their own government right now,
Uh-huh.
though. I mean, they're doing their bad. They see it like what a crap show it is, and they also see like the culture of 996, which is working from 9 in the morning to 9 at night, 6 days a week,
Yeah.
is bullshit, and they don't get paid nearly enough because we have had them in this stranglehold of producing cheap materials and products for our benefit.
Joe produce it.
So,
It's all I can think of.
so I don't think we're gonna have a tough time overthrowing the Chinese government if we were to. Like, I don't think that's a big enough war for us to fight.
I think it's potentially too big. Because then Russia's going to come in.
Oh, for sure.
You don't want to fuck with China and Russia at the same time.
Absolutely not.
I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong on this, but I feel like China's army is bigger than our entire population
Probably. I feel like that's correct.
of adults.
I think we have the biggest army though.
Oh, we have the best
That,
stuff.
like military, I guess.
But I mean,
all of
like, individuals. Like, they have the highest head count.
them. Yeah. Well, and I think the warfare is moving slowly
Fact check that
towards
shit.
Yeah.
Like you're already doing without my command.
the technology side of things. Other than they're not like facing us head on, they're playing more of a chess match,
Yeah.
and fighting us from within over technology, implementing things to get us to war against each other, and then they move in slowly but surely. And that's I think that's a smarter choice, right? Than just bombing the shit out of you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have the whole idea of the global economy going on, and I feel like they've been positioning themselves to take a bigger lead in that, we'll say. You know, with their currency and their cheap labor and shit. But I feel like they could nuke us, and most of the world wouldn't care. And it's far enough
Right.
away to where they wouldn't really be affected by it. So, I mean, if they were to nuke, like,
Oh, like the
DC
fallout.
and, like, Chicago, everybody would just, yeah, they did it.
They did it. We're so proud of you all for trying.
So, China's army has 2,185,000 people.
Well, that's a long way from our population. Sorry about that.
I was trying to see how.
Oh, I
much
thought you were
ours-
basing it on our military.
No, I was thinking, you know, they have like 1 billion people. They probably have 300 million people in the military.
Well, see,
I didn't think it through.
I get it. I got in a short conversation with somebody that works in our supply houses, and he was like, the difference between like their military and ours, they're trained to survive on a lot less. They're not as pampered as American people. They don't have as many resources, so they're trained to fight in like the most terrible of conditions compared to like the Americans that have backup. They're at least their government stands behind them. They think of them as people, at least a little bit.
Yeah, at least they put on the facade.
Yeah, they give them cool equipment, night vision, all that shit. Where Chinese people have to, survive on a lot less. They have to eat a lot less. Yeah, it's just, I feel like we're a pampered military, and when the shit hit, especially the people, and I'm not like down it. If you're in the military and shit, like we are appreciative of that, but I just feel like the ones that got into the military, let's say 15 years after 9/11 and all that, right? And then they had to go overseas and do that. Aside from ambushes every now and then, like I want to know like how hard it was for them. Like the 5 years that were after 9/11, like that when war times were hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like full on warfare compared to like 15 years later.
It's
I just
essentially
feel like
just
they're pampered.
occupation.
Yeah. And there's no they get to hold the gun,
No,
they
I
get
mean,
to wear
it's-
the uniform, but how
Pampered in
hard?
the sense that we have better shit. And some of the camps or the forts or whatever probably have better mashed potatoes. But I feel like they still get the shit into the stick.
Absolutely.
Well, it's
I
not
agree
it's
with
not
that.
comfortable for sure, but I just feel like it's even less comfortable in the Chinese military.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down to it, like
I've never been in the Chinese military.
I just want to know how much
neither.
I hope that they can withstand, because we're increasingly more pampered as a society. We're getting increasingly more sensitive. So when it comes down to like actual warfare and it's war times, we have to do what we have to do. Do you think we're going to have people that have really got a backbone and can take care of the job compared to another country where their people are oppressed and they're angry already?
Well,
And
I'd say yeah. Because, I mean, our military shit is not indicative of the rest of society.
I was going to say, I feel like that's kind of just a broad generalization where not everyone in America is, a pampered little bitch.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would go so far as to say that we have the best military in the world.
Yeah, in the world.
And based on that, you can come in as Joe America, and they're gonna break you the fuck down,
Yeah, they do a good
or they're
job
gonna
with
kick
that.
your ass out. Say no. We're not fighting
We don't
beside
need
you.
you.
You're a pussy.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Anybody
That's-
else? You want to bust ass? All right, cool. Get down here.
Yeah, God forbid they have to do a draft, and then they get like the fucking
Right.
the second string,
Yeah.
third string guys.
I feel like that's definitely
girls.
when there would be no chance in hell that our military would be worth a damn.
No.
Yeah.
But
they
then
would
you-
have to draft.
It would do the thing where you would have all your knowledgeable people like in the background, and you just throw bodies at it.
Yeah.
Every once
Oh,
in a while,
yeah.
you have somebody go in a tank, and they'd be God, and then they could be like the superstars of war, while they have like all the body count just in front of them.
Yeah.
Shit's on
Yeah.
fire, and they come in, they've got their own entrance music, and it's like dun 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 dun, dun, and then they're just blowing up
Cole's
people with their
entrance
tank.
Hell
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
No, that's I would say, and like I said, I'm not talking bad at all about the servicemen.
That was another segment called Adam Hates the Military.
I know, dude. I don't want to go like that far. I truly like appreciate everything. I mean, we wouldn't be able to sit
I
here.
get what you're saying,
that.
though.
Yeah,
But
but I
it's
just
just-
want to throw you under the bus. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
with you. Yeah.
I just worry like when this shit does hit the fan. Like Russians are far more just
They're just
hard.
Yeah.
hard motherfuckers, dude. And it just, if we ever have to go, I don't think though that we're at a time where the physical warfare is going to be an issue because it's all technological now. Like they're going to send drones, they're going to send robots. They're not robots in the sense of like Terminator.
They're working on it.
Yeah, I was just say, but they're not far from it.
Yeah.
You see the ones that they beat up and fucking slap with hockey sticks and shit,
Yeah.
and get back up and keep walking. Like
That's
we're
crazy.
close. Awesome. We're real close. We're also close to not even having to set foot on Mars to terraform it. All they're gonna have to do is send robots up there, do all the work for them. Like it's gonna be amazing, man.
Look, see, there is a place for robots in the world, and I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's at battle and in space. Ooh, and in the sea.
Dude, yeah.
Let's
If we
send
could
a
send
fucking
robots
robot to the sea.
and like to actually explore every inch of the sea, like we need that
And then we
bad.
just
that'd be so
genetically
cool.
engineer krakens.
Yes.
We had we have a sticker of a kraken on the piano. We bought it the other day.
Yeah.
So kraken.
He's a wreck.
I'm a kraken. No, I don't know. I just it's worrisome, but I feel like it's been 20 years. That's a crazy time period. But so it's been almost like 15 years, 15 or 13 years since the economic downturn in 2008. So whatever that is.
13.
That's
Yeah,
12.
give or
Yep.
take.
Yeah,
you
12,
know.
13. But I told Sarah, so I think we're headed for another, like, not a housing crash in the sense that, like, we put out too much debt and now, to reclaim, like, it's just going to fall out, whatever. It's not going to be the same, but I think we're headed for a housing crash. And I hope we do get there because you have a lot of investment companies that are like, I can make a quick buck by building this subdivision and make my money off of it and dip. But nobody's putting money into infrastructure. So you can pack as many people as you want to a place, but eventually that's going to fall apart. Or eventually, if we go on another lockdown from COVID, like nobody's going to be able to buy it. So you're just going to be stuck with land and wood. Like,
I don't think we're
Good
going to have
luck.
another lockdown.
You don't
ever.
think so?
No.
Well, and
you don't think so? I was going to.
No, I don't at all. I feel like far too many people are too fed up with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know. No, I think I agree. I think people are too fed up with it that they wouldn't listen anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So
'Cause-
what would be the point?
yeah. mhm.
Yeah.
I wish something would happen though. I'm certainly over COVID. We had we were talking about it. Sorry, I just blanked. We were talking about it the other day, and I'm tired of like being concerned that am I gonna get it? Will it kill me? Is it gonna kill my family? Like, I mean, all this stuff. Like, I
It
know
didn't
it's,
kill Joe Rogan. It'd be fine.
Yeah, well, he's like healthy and shit.
Yeah.
I've been vaccinated, and I still fear that it would kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't worry about that. I just don't want it. Like, I don't want it in the sense that I don't want to get sick
Yeah.
with anything.
Yeah.
But I'll be fine.
I definitely
Whatever.
don't want to get sick. I hate being sick. I was the biggest baby for the day after the vaccine because I felt awful. I was a big ass baby. I slept a lot.
Sounds lovely, though.
That's
It was a really great sleep.
nobody. And the crazy thing about it is nobody knows how to like survive from it. So you really, it's all up to the chances of the human. When it comes down to, I know there's ways to battle it, and like Joe Rogan took high dose IV vitamin C, ivermectin, stuff like that.
Yeah. He did
But
all
nobody
kinds of
knows.
shit.
Yeah, but he was a very fit guy. He's worked on his health, and he focuses on that. He consumes cannabis like crazy. Like a lot of those things can factor in, and nobody knows the like silver bullet. Nobody knows the answer. The
Well, I
fucking
think
smoking
above all,
gun.
it's because he's rich and he has good health care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
that plays a
Which is
good
fine.
role.
Because, I mean, he's fit, and he takes care of shit like that. But Trump, it's a fat piece of shit.
That
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Definitely.
But he's fine.
But he's fine, man. Yeah.
I think my biggest concern is more like the after effects. Like I just,
Like cognitive and
I would be super concerned that it would do something or I would feel terrible for 3 years or forever. I mean,
Fuck yeah, forever. Like if
Yeah.
you could get sick and then your life as you know it changes. I mean, that's with anything. Like the disc that gave out in my neck and stopped working out. Now I have to get a new identity because I'm not big and work out all the time. Like that's
men
not a
don't
part of my
touch you
identity.
for no reason now.
Yeah, but it sucks dick to look back and be like, did I value? Okay, that's the thing. Did I value the time before that, right? Or like the wreck, and then I have all the hip issues and back issues that are still and they compound, right? You think about a time before things got bad, especially with people with COVID, where it came out of nowhere. It was a sickness. It was just passed around for no reason. But do you value your time? Because inevitably, who's that? Sam Harris says inevitably, a bit like a time's gonna come, like for everybody, that you either get sick and life changes, or somebody dies and life changes, or you lose an arm or whatever. Something serious is going to happen in your life. It's going to change the course of your life. And did you value the time up until then enough is what you have to truly ask yourself. So if you're healthy at all, like there's no complaint. Go to your doctor and get whatever you have to do to get by. But if you're generally healthy, you have to respect and cherish that, because eventually, no matter what, you're going to get a sickness or a health problem, or it's coming.
Yeah.
It's an inevitable
It's something
outcome.
I think about with some of the issues I have. And grandma having had cervical cancer, that's something that I fear is that would happen to me. And then, just living a life with cancer just sounds rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be rough.
Yeah.
But it would be fucking rough. Now, because yours are like slowly coming up and you kind of weather the storm. I mean, they're not like fucking in your face, like debilitating right now, right? So think about people who get all the way up to like 60, 70 without any fucking issues whatsoever, and then the bottom drops out and all of it hits them at once and stuff like that. When you create a true, even if you're like 40, 50, where you're still active, you can still do things and build and move and go. Can you imagine being just like taken out? And like, you lose your bottom half, you lose your legs or some shit.
Your bottom half.
Yeah.
I like
Imagine that. And then,
Your butt stops working.
it strips you of your entire identity. You can't, you have to really reshape the rest of your life, knowing that it's going to be a part of you for the rest of your life. That's just the roughest part. To be in the present moment is rough. You can't honestly tell me that you're always in the present moment. Like mentally and, physically you are. But, you really have to cherish your time and be present in the moment, because there is coming a time when everything's going to change. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it.
That's true. But if you stay adaptive and base your identity more on your brain than you do your body,
like
you'll
value
be fine.
the brain.
Yeah, and then if your brain gives out, you're like, oh, I can't read, I don't think as well. well, then you just kill yourself because your brain gave out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
There were two. I watched. There's
what are
a
you gonna do?
there's a guru that I watch sometimes. It's hard to follow the guy. He's real introspective and just I don't know. He's odd. And then there was another one, but they were like just resetting the game. They were like, it depends on what you believe and what you have come to grips with in your personal life. But they were talking about suicide. Maybe the algorithm's just like, this guy talks about suicide a lot. Let's pump suicide videos to him.
Yeah.
And I'll watch them, of course, because I'm like, I just entertain the idea.
Hey, maybe they're right. Maybe I do need to watch this.
Yeah. And they don't specifically say, yo, do suicide. But they're like, why, if you do believe in the Christian faith, if you do believe in like the Hinduism, Buddhism, stuff like that, reincarnation, anything like that, just go ahead and end the game and start over. If you got dealt a shitty hand, just go ahead and reset the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. If shit just got too bad, like she bites the dust, and then I'm like, yeah, it'd be right. Like I'd probably stay for the people around me, like you and Mike and her parents, my parents, stuff like that. But maybe not.
Yeah, maybe
That might not be worth
Who
it.
cares?
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna die anyway.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the original thing, at the beginning of this, about realizing that nothing really matters. So it's like, you got to be comfortable in that, because one day you're going to die anyways. Do you want to go ahead and, fucking face it now?
See, it's annoying because nothing matters, but maybe everything does. You know,
What if-
everything counts a little more than we think. So,
Yeah.
like, if you, God, unless you're just one of those people that goes to work day in, day out, like, oh, okay, I'm in retail. This is what I do. I run Target.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
great, whatever. But, if you're trying to produce something, or do something that will maybe influence or inspire people,
Yeah.
then great, stick with that, because then somebody like 200 years from now could read it
Yeah.
and they're like, oh man, this has changed my life. But oh, you showed up for your 9 to 5, that's probably not going to change anything,
Yeah.
unless you work with somebody that needs a lot of advice
Yeah.
and then they actually listen to you.
That's
Whatever, everything matters until it doesn't.
until it doesn't. Yeah, and until your entire life changes, which it will. So you have to realize that, because I was thinking about Robin Williams the other day, and apparently he was diagnosed with some rare form of dementia. So he was looking forward to, anywhere from like 20, 30 years of just not being here, like
Right.
just being nothing really.
A waste
So-
of space.
Yeah, of course, suicide was the answer. Like, set aside all the conspiracy theories behind him and Chris Cornell and fucking, Chester Bennington. Let's just set all that aside. If I'm faced with something like that, and I gotta wait in this like weird fucking middle ground until I die, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why sit here for 20, 30 years when you can't do a fucking thing?
But what if you could have some sort of insight to pass on to somebody
Write that
that you
shit
could
down.
only get from that state? It's like the idea of the Alexander Solzhenitsyn guy, or Viktor Frankl. One was in the Gulag, the other was in the gas houses. Auschwitz and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd like to think that if I were in those situations, I would want to just kill myself. I would,
Right.
fuck this.
Yeah.
But they both made it through. They told their story.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely,
That's
I
right.
guess.
So, I mean, if you could just make it through your shit, even if the shit that you have to make it through is awful and it's the last thing you ever do,
Yeah.
there could still be something to be gained from it.
Something in
And,
that. Yeah.
if you operate on the assumption that there's something after we die, regardless of what it is, it's all working towards a higher bit of meaning or knowledge or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't operate on that, then that's fine. Just kill yourself.
Go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said about like just the 9 to 5 and doing your thing, like that's when it becomes like not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, of course, if you're raising kids and stuff, that's fine. But I think that's what Sam Harris's point is. Like the things that had consumed our thoughts were the wrong thing. Like if I'm just going to work 9 to 5, coming home, paying the bill, like what's the point? You know what I mean? And I know you have like a family and stuff. We can argue that that's the point and shit like that. But when it comes down to it, that's not the point. Like, what's the point of your life if all you do is go to work, pay bills, and wait to the weekend?
Well, I feel like if you have kids, then that kind of changes the game.
That's like
It's
the
like your
piece
kid
that changes it.
Yeah, your kid kind of becomes your life, and then you're working just on building them to where they can do
stops
something.
Becoming like your being, and it becomes
It's
existing.
like before you have a kid, like you're Adam.
Yeah.
But then you have a kid, and then you're just part of the machine.
And then your dadum.
Your dad. Yes.
I can see how that's the one thing that would change that operation would be that they are an extension of.
Then also,
your
I
soul.
guess if you're doing the 9 to 5 shit, and it's something that I'm interested in, like the product of, maybe stick with it, because I don't want to be without my pens and paper and stuff. We need those assholes in the factories. Where am I going to get my shit if they don't make it?
I guess, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's so rough because just like religion or anything, nobody really knows the purpose of any of this. They don't know why like we're connected in the way we are. So it's like nobody, even the people who can say like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of you even saying that or putting out a video to ask the question of what's the point when you don't even know the point? Nobody knows the point. There is no point.
I think the point is just to be happy and enjoy yourself. So,
They say, look,
smile, y'all.
the fucking thought of,
Oh.
hold on.
I ain't holding on to shit.
Phone. Hold the fucking phone.
I think happiness is a nice part of it, but I don't see that being the end.
I can agree with that, though.
Just because the world's way too shitty for happiness to be the prize.
That's a thought experiment I had the other day when I was laying down.
I was
Right?
hoping you were pooping.
No,
He was
unfortunately
pooping in
not.
bed.
Yeah.
Shit myself.
He's a bad pooper.
Okay,
Bad poopa.
the theory is that from a very small point where there was nothing, began something, and that something was matter that caused the Big Bang, right? And that we all are from that. We
That's
all
one of 'em.
are made from the molecules and the particles that originally blew up in the Big Bang and created the universe, right? I mean, that's the theory.
Yeah.
All of existence has come from a small point in space that finally got whatever and blew up, right?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing because that's not how it is, but it all come from this general one thing, right?
That's a dumbed down, simplistic version. Yeah.
This is not spirituality. This is going off like what they feel is scientific fact. If it all was from this one Big Bang, and then all the material and particles and atoms that will ever be were created at that point, then that truly does mean, without a shadow of a doubt,
true.
without a shadow of a doubt,
Right.
that we are all connected. I'm connected with this table. I'm connected with the stars. I'm connected with you.
Well, I mean,
we
you could
are
look at
a
it
part of
in
one.
a simplified way where it's like we're all part of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, we're one. But what else is there?
I don't know.
Is there another
do you mean?
universe?
Oh, there could be. Yeah.
Okay. So are we all one with that universe?
You
Are all
would be.
universes one?
I would say so.
Because if like everything in this universe is one, then it's like, all right, universe. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we're bros out here in the sea of universes. We're universe bros.
The
Universe
broverse.
And how far does it go? Is it just anything that exists at all?
is one thing.
And then we get into the thought, is it physical reality that's all one? What if there's like a spiritual realm or like a supernatural plane, you
Yeah,
know,
like a
where it's like
metaphysical.
ghosts and shit?
Yeah.
Are they considered one because they're in this universe, or are they not part of that one because they're universe adjacent?
If the words like "we're all one" come to my brain, I can like every single thing, no
Every
matter
single particle.
yeah,
Nothing.
everything would
Yeah.
be one. It all is working together in some way.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
if it's not doing anything up here, it's
Like-
there.
Like in
So we're all
transcendental
just
meditation,
self-hating universe matter.
Yeah.
the fucking the unified
Solved
field that they talk about, and they speak because they go down the ladder of like, oh, there's atoms and there's particles and there's electrons and then there's quarks and then you keep going down and there's this unified field where what they're trying to define now, where all things exist and nothing exists, and it all is birthed from this place of nothingness, right? This field that they can't explain. That's part of the same thought process that we are like getting to that unified field. It can't be explained. It's the Tao. It's being in the zone. It's fucking anything else that's unexplanatory. Like you are a part of that place, but few of us ever go there and visit and return and say, hi, I'm coming back. I want to be reborn because this world has beat me up into, whatever they wanted me to think, think for myself. Maybe if we were all connected and stopped hating each other and stopped beating each other up and fucking, oppressing one another, we could get onto a track where we could all be a part of this unified field again. But maybe that's why they try to separate.
Look at us all as like minerals and shit like that. Like if there wasn't oppression, there wouldn't be anything to rise against.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's nothing to rise against, everything's just lazy. And
Yeah.
if everything's lazy, then you just get
Definitely not unified then.
yeah.
You have
How
nothing
do
to
you-
be unified about.
It's nothing.
But you're basing that theory off of your current knowledge of how things work and how our economy is and how we interact as human beings. We've always been warring.
Well, think about yourself personally. How often do you do things for your own good whenever you're happy with where you are? Because most of the time, me personally, like if I start putting in effort for something, it's because I'm not happy with my current state.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do things because I'm happy. It's not like, all right, I have everything I want, I have everything I need. I'm going to do something else.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's just, I'm going to do the thing that I do until it doesn't get me what I want anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
maintain
So
this.
without something to rally against, like, love one another. Let's not be, you're not going to get anything from that.
Yeah.
Was it coal to diamonds?
Yeah.
You're not going to get any diamonds without pressure.
Yeah. I guess we have to have that portion of reality
Yeah.
to make the other stuff worthwhile.
That's annoying.
is.
Maybe don't try to turn everybody into a diamond. They're not all cows.
They're not all. Nice, man.
Balance. That fits in the idea of the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of helps because you get to thinking about that. Oh, if we get there, I think all humans we're always like, oh, if I could get that fucking car, if I can get that $1 million, or if whatever, I'd be happy. And then when you get there, you just want more or different, or you miss the days when you had nothing. And I think we're a race, we're a thing that continues to want to move forward or continues to want to achieve this happiness that we were told about when we were a kid, or go back to a time where we were happy and carefree and stuff, and we just never can obtain it because we never allow ourselves to be happy in the present moment and to love the things that we have in the present moment.
I think we lie to ourselves about how much we enjoyed the present moment
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I was like, I want to go back to when it was simpler. I was happier. No, bitch. You complained about the same shit then
Yeah.
as you do now.
Shit.
Yes,
dude.
absolutely.
No, you're right.
Yes.
I think for sure I can get on that same page because we've thought about it before. You just romanticize the past because it's not a part of your future or not a part of your present. You're just like, oh, it's so much better. When you're going through struggles, usually when that happens.
Yeah.
I had a realization yesterday that there's an episode of The X-Files that has Banya and Felicity Huffman.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, is
So-
that it?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
I just figured I'd say something just kind of stupid.
Nice. I like it.
I mean, it was interesting, but There wasn't anything where it was like, oh my God.
And guess what I learned from it?
So in Banya, you're like, oh, it's Banya, but Felicity Huffman, she looks a little younger.
Is her hair long?
As time does, yeah.
Good.
Mm.
Go Felicity.
Y'all getting on the hungry side of life?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah.
Food's stupid. All it does is keep me going.
You gotta
Who
take
needs
a shit
that?
later. Yeah, man.
I
Well,
shit like 5 times yesterday.
Kill myself with starvation.
I still think though a lot of the things that we talked about could be expanded upon, and there could be other questions and outlooks. So if you have those, fucking put them in the goddamn comments.
Well, see, the idea of the unified field, it just seems like on par with the idea of the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, what is at the base of everything? Where did it come from? It's like, okay, well, what is the base of the universe? Where did it come from? What's on the other side? How do we access it? It's just essentially the same question in a different form. So, I don't know. Maybe nothing comes from anywhere.
Yeah.
What if nothing isn't possible?
What if we are
Or
nothing?
what if it is? Because everybody's like, oh, darkness. It's the absence of light. The light will continue. Life goes. But no. Light is what has to keep going.
keep
So
continuing.
what if
And it
dark
burns out eventually.
or non-existence is the natural state?
I definitely feel like non-existence or nothingness does not exist. Because even if you're in darkness, there's still shit around you. You just
Like
can't
the
see
energy
it.
of darkness.
Yeah.
Dark energy.
Well,
Yeah.
What about the idea? There's this thing where like it shows a time lapse of the universe, and it is just on an ungodly long time scale.
I just watched that. It's
So
fucking awesome.
all of that shit. I mean, eventually, it's like the universe has nothing in it.
For fucking like 1,000, 100 trillion years. Yeah, do you see the timeline at the bottom?
It's nuts.
Yeah, and
That's awesome. I want to see
because they
that.
speed it up and it's so quick, and it's like,
After the first 30 seconds, like humans are gone.
yeah, that was it.
It's crazy.
And it's like a 30-minute video.
Yeah, damn, I want
counts
to
like
It
watch
is
that.
trillion.
wild.
Someone
It's
send it
insane.
to me.
Yeah,
Please.
I saved it on my phone. I'll send it to you
Thank
because
you.
I was like, this is it's cool to just sit there and watch it and zone out. Like,
Yeah.
like you said, we've already died out 30 fucking seconds, and
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, man.
It'd be
dude.
awesome. I'd love to see it, like visually,
Yeah,
see how
'cause
it goes.
They have like a dark, cold period in the universe for nothing. I mean, the smallest amount. Nothing's emitting light,
Yeah.
and then ever so like 100,000 trillion years, like something may touch something
Yeah,
else.
like a
in the
couple
universe.
black holes will do their dance. And
Yeah.
That
It's so insane out there. Like, I want to see this so bad. I can't wait. I'm
It's
going to watch it
interesting.
tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It makes me happy.
Happy.
It's happiness inducing.
It's happy.
Yeah. It always is better to see something than to just, like, I was reading about, like, what they expect the sun to, how it's going to, like, burn out and stuff. And they were talking about how, that'll be long after humans are gone. And, like, just reading all of it, like, I can visualize it, but just actually, I don't rely on this. I don't believe that it is accurate. I'd like to see someone who knows what they're talking about make me a visual representation.
Somebody smarter than me with illustrative skills.
Yep, please, because I'm stupid and I can't draw. So
When you're talking about like 100 trillion or even 1 trillion years, like that's unfathomable.
Yeah.
Fathomable.
no, you got it the first time.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I was
think.
waiting for him to call me out. Usually that's what
I
happens.
figured I'd allow it. It's not the easiest word you've used today.
That's
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at me.
I don't know. On our timeline, maybe. But haven't you ever been in line somewhere and it just feels like, oh my God, 1,000,000 years have passed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever.
Absolutely.
As it relates to time, I like to think about the view of. I saw the singer was talking about the perspective of a dog, and it was like they view you as this creature that was there when they were born, and you watch them die.
Yeah.
So it's like they think you're just this creature that lives forever.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude,
So-
that's trippy.
Yeah, that's a fun way to think about things.
Yeah.
It's just their perspective's different.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Well, think about that shit, man. And then, like, post questions in the comments. Or, you know what? Fucking, I'm tired of saying it. So, you know, I don't give a shit what you do.
Fuck it.
Drone on with your life. Don't interact. Fucking be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Shit-eating fly.
Shit-eating
You're not
fly.
even a honey-making bee.
Damn it, man.
You ain't nothing but a bitch.
No, that was episode 120. Was it the beautiful Sarah,
Hey.
the lovely Ian, and Adam.
Hey. Spectacular Adam.
We appreciate you getting this far if you have. Thank you for tuning in every
love
week
Adam.
because that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
We appreciate everybody who checks us out.
God, shut the fuck up.
I know. Like,
shut
I was
comment,
kidding. I thought it was
share.
funny after. I love Adam. Shut the fuck up.
That was episode 120. Well, Leonardo's fuck up.
Miss loving man, and he smells like a ham sandwich.
Wildly uninteresting podcast.